Let's be honest, the 2024 season for the Jacksonville Jaguars was a complete, utter failure. A team that walked in with playoff hopes somehow spiraled into a 4-13 season, leading to the firing of coach Doug Peterson. The collapse was driven by a perfect storm of injuries, baffling inconsistency, and a defense that couldn't stop a nosebleed, finishing near the very bottom of the league. For the fans in Duval, it was the same old story of pain and frustration. But what if hitting rock bottom was exactly what this team needed? What if the total system meltdown was a shock to the system required to finally build something that lasts? Because right now, the Jaguars have a new head coach, front office, and a roster that has been completely retooled for one thing: revenge. This is a story of how a methodical, aggressive offseason is setting up for the ultimate revenge in 2025. Let's get into it.
When a team collapses as badly as the Jaguars did, you don't just change the players, you have to change the entire culture. For Jacksonville, that meant a full house cleaning at the top. On January 6th, 2025, the Jaguars fired head coach Doug Peterson, and weeks later, they hired Liam Cohen as their new head coach, signaling a massive shift in direction. Cohen comes to Jacksonville after a phenomenal year as the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where he was praised for his work in building one of the league's most potent offenses. He brings a reputation for being an innovator, a creative offensive mind from the Sean McVay coaching tree who builds versatile, unpredictable attacks designed to keep defenses guessing. His philosophy is all about building a new identity, one rooted in toughness and controlling the line of scrimmage. He's made it clear that he builds his system around his players, not the other way around. To help get it done, he brought in Anthony Campanile as his defensive coordinator, a guy tasked with rebuilding a unit that has underperformed for years and giving it a much-needed jolt of energy. The message from day one has been simple: the era of undisciplined football in Jacksonville is over. This is a top-down reset designed to forge a tougher, smarter, and more resilient team. With a new philosophy locked in, the front office went to work. The 2025 offseason wasn't about one or two flashy headlines. It was a calculated assault on the team's biggest weaknesses. To create cap space, the team made some tough decisions, trading wide receiver Christian Kirk to the division rival Houston Texans and releasing key players like tight end Evan Engram, cornerback Ronald Darby, and returner Devin Duvernay. In free agency, they targeted tough, reliable veterans who fit Cohen's vision. They immediately went to work on the offensive line, bringing in guard Patrick McCarry and center Robert Hainsey to create a more physical presence. They added deep threat receiver Diami Brown to give the passing game another dimension, and signed cornerback Jordan Lewis to bring stability to the secondary. They even upgraded the backup quarterback spot by signing a veteran presence. The front office clearly prioritized scheme fit and leadership over simply keeping the old band together. But the real centerpiece of this offseason, the move that kickstarted the whole revenge tour narrative, came during the NFL draft. In a stunning move, the Jaguars traded up to select the most electric player in the country, Travis Hunter. Hunter is a unicorn, a true two-way superstar with the talent to be an all-pro at both wide receiver and cornerback. We've never seen a player like this enter the league. On offense, his game-breaking speed gives Trevor Lawrence a legitimate number one weapon who can score from anywhere. On defense, his shutdown corner instincts immediately upgrade a secondary that was torched all of last season, and the Jags weren't done. They continued to build through the draft, grabbing offensive lineman Wyatt Milam and safety Caleb Bransaw in the third round to add quality depth. The message was clear: this new regime is aggressively building a roster in its own image.
So we've got a new coaching staff, a roster loaded with new talent, but is it enough to actually fuel a revenge tour and get back to the playoffs? Let me know what you think of the Jaguars offseason in the comments. And if you're enjoying the breakdown, hit that like and subscribe button for more revenge breakdowns.
So how does this all translate to more wins on the field in 2025? This revenge tour isn't just a hashtag, it's a real path forward, laid out by a favorable schedule and centered around a healthy and re-energized franchise quarterback. The absolute key to everything is Trevor Lawrence. After injuries derailed his 2024 season, Lawrence is reportedly healthy and has a system finely tailored to his strengths. Cohen's offense is built to make the quarterback's life easier, using play action and a variety of looks to get the ball into his playmakers' hands quickly. And look at the weapons he has now. A healthy Lawrence throwing to a receiving core that features last year's breakout rookie Brian Thomas Jr. on one side and the two-way phenom Travis Hunter on the other is a terrifying thought for defensive coordinators. With a renewed focus on the run game led by Travis Etienne, this offense has the potential to be both explosive and balanced. The defense is still the biggest question mark, but there's reason for hope. The combination of Campanile's new scheme and the infusion of talent should make a difference. Having a lockdown corner like Travis Hunter on one side frees up the entire defense to be more aggressive. Plus, the best friend to a developing defense is a potent offense that controls the clock and builds leads, taking the pressure off. When you glance at the 2025 schedule, the path becomes even clearer. The schedule is loaded with chances for payback, including a massive early season test. The Jaguars have one primetime game scheduled, a Monday Night Football matchup in Week 5 against the Kansas City Chiefs at home on October 6th. A game like that is the perfect stage to prove this new team is for real. The back half of the schedule also looks manageable, setting up a potential runway for a strong playoff push, which would be a welcome change from the collapses we've seen in recent years.
So are the Jacksonville Jaguars for real? Is a revenge tour coming in 2025? From where I'm standing, it sure looks like it. They ditched the coach who lost the locker room and brought in Liam Cohen, a fresh offensive mind with a plan. They nailed free agency, they crushed the draft, and they landed a generational talent in Travis Hunter. Oh, and their QB1, he's healthy, hungry, and finally in a system that lets him cook. This isn't some feel-good bounce-back story. This is a full-blown reset, and the Jaguars are coming back faster, meaner, and more dangerous we've seen in years. But what do you think? Is this the year Jacksonville finally flips the script? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from the Duval faithful. Make sure to like this video if you're all in the Jaguars revenge tour this season. And be sure to subscribe for more deep dives on teams that missed the playoffs in 2024. And thank you for watching this breakdown on Revenge Room.